The podcast.
And we're live. Welcome to the podcast. My name is John. Today we have Felix with me. How are you, Felix?
I'm good, yeah. How are you, John?
I'm great. And we have Leo Brickta. How are you getting on, Leo?
Not too bad, John. Yourself?
I'm fantastic. And how about you, Ross? We have Ross with us today as well.
Oh yeah, not too bad. How are you keeping, John?
I'm fantastic by 3. Okay, great. We'll get into it. So we're here to talk a bit about music and the extension of it. So this is Leo and Ross's Rhapsody. Right. So let's get into it. So Ross, what age are you?
I'm 20 right now.
And where are you currently at this moment?
Right now I'm living in Manchester. I'm studying music at the Royal Northern College of Music. I'm studying the trombone, so that's what's brought me here.
Savage stuff.
Yeah,
Leo, what about you?
Music.
Yeah, I'm 18. I'm still here in Ireland. I'm in 6th year at the moment, and hopefully going away to Glasgow next year to study in the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland.
Savage. And how did you get into music, Leo?
Well, it was mainly influenced by my parents, because my parents are both musicians, and so they started me off on the violin. I didn't quite take a fancy to that, and then the piano, and then the trumpet. So yeah, it was quite progressive over the years.
Class. What age did you start playing the trumpet?
I believe it was either 9 or 10.
Not too bad. And how about you, Ross? When did you pick up music firstly?
Yeah, my start was pretty different to Leo's, actually, to be fair. I had no real playing music in my life until I think my sister started the guitar when we were sort of 11 or 12. And because we're twins, I kind of have to be better at everything than she is. So I picked it up as well. And then when I got to school, I did like the wind band program type thing in Belvedere College, which has a really great music program there. So I started off and I was assigned the trombone. Pretty sure it's just because I was a tall first year, long arms,
That's
long
it.
instrument.
Ticks the box.
Didn't know what the trombone was when I got assigned it. So that's kind of how much it wasn't a part of my life until it was, I guess.
Fair. And what age were you then when you got assigned the trombone?
Just turned 13.
Okay, cool. So you've been playing for 7-ish years. And why did you decide to go to Manchester to study?
I think it's mainly just the culture of brass playing and brass instrumental playing they have in the north of England, but especially in Manchester. There's this whole culture of brass bands across the whole of the UK, which has just made a really strong kind of school of brass playing in all the music schools around the country. And then also I think it was just nice to go somewhere new. Everyone wants to travel, and it's hard to travel now, obviously, but it is nice to be somewhere different and kind of different opportunities, meet new people and stuff. So
yeah, amazing. And Leo, you're hoping to go to Glasgow, you were saying.
Yeah.
And is that kind of a similar thing, like the whole brass band, brass environment of the UK, or what's bringing you to Glasgow?
It's pretty similar as well. Yeah, Glasgow's quite known for its orchestral playing as well, and then their teachers are notorious all around the world. So that's why I want to go there. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And you mentioned orchestral playing there. Is that what you'd be hoping to go into after college?
Yeah, mainly I'd love to get a good position in a good orchestra, because that's the way I kind of got into music. That's the way I realized that I wanted to do music in the first place. So I kind of want to keep doing it,
And do you play in many ensembles or orchestras at the moment?
At the moment, no, obviously, but
yeah, fair. That was a dumb question, but I fairly did you there.
Yeah, apart from the virtual ensemble that I play in called Vox Amicum Brass, not too many. But before this hullabaloo, I was in the National Youth Orchestra of Ireland, and I did a year in the Ulster Youth Orchestra and the Irish Youth Wind Ensemble. So I try and do as much as I can, really, when it comes to orchestral playing, because there's not too many orchestras on the island, and so you kind of want to get as much exposure as you can, so
exactly. And to someone who finds the possible experience of playing in an orchestra to be daunting, what kind of advice would you give them, or what words would you say to them?
I'd say go for it. Don't judge a book by its cover. Don't be intimidated by the people around you or how good people are. You're there to play music and to feel the music. More importantly, once you can feel the music and communicate, that's you're on the winning streak there. Like,
Yeah, class. And Ross, you're also in Vox Amicom. When did you guys set that up?
I think it's coming up in a year now since we sort
it
of
was
officially.
the 13th of May. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Right, yeah.
Can I ask why the name? What significance does the name have?
Yeah, so the name basically Vox Amicum is a translation from Latin for the voice of a friend. So we kind of named the ensemble in tribute of a great friend of ours, Carl Kirby. He unfortunately passed away in summer of 2019 after a battle with illness. But he was also in the National Youth Orchestra of Ireland. He was in basically every ensemble he possibly could have been in Ireland, to be honest. He was a fantastic double bass player as well as a great choral singer, among other things. But yeah, we were inspired and continue to be inspired by his amazing musicianship and qualities as a person. And we decided to just name the ensemble in tribute to him because I think he kind of embodies that which we wish to sort of promote and express through music.
Amazing.
That's beautiful, yeah.
So you and Leo met and Carl met during your time with the National Youth Orchestra. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Class. Wonderful. I find that I think people who play music together, there's an immediately deeper connection there. It's such a kind of spiritual experience, for want of a better word. Would you agree with that, or would you have any thoughts on that at all? Leo?
Definitely, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. I think what makes playing, say, maybe in an orchestra and an ensemble so special is that communication that you have with other people. Maybe not verbally, but musically. You know, it's the music that makes it, obviously. But it's just a different atmosphere that you get off it, which makes it great.
And Leo, was there any particular moment for you when it just kind of clicked that you like, wow, I really like playing music? Was there any like standout moment?
There was actually, yeah. It was when was it? I believe it was the National Youth Orchestra winter course of 2019, I believe, and we were playing Shostakovich First Symphony, and there's just so many wonderful trumpet solos in it, and I nailed absolutely every single one. Not to brag, but it was at that moment that I said to myself, I wouldn't want to be doing anything else in the world. So yeah.
And what about you, Ross? Did you have a similar, or have you had any similar experience or moment?
Yeah, I think everybody who's gone for music would probably have one. Mine was in a pretty similar place to Leo's. It was in the National Youth Orchestra as well. It was 2017, I think, and I'd never played in a full-size orchestra, and I'd never really played with other trombone players as well. And it was the sort of first playing like that I'd ever done. And I wasn't even really meant to be playing with the orchestra. I was kind of on this this sort of less played instrument access course type thing with sort of bassoons and oboes and instruments that wouldn't be as prevalent in Ireland. Yeah, and it was just pretty much playing the first few notes with the other trombones, and I kind of realized like there's actually a lot more to this than I might have previously thought.
Wow.
And yeah, it's a gradual thing too. I think it's not just like a eureka moment. It's like it's a long process to realize, you know, if you really want to put the
I'd
work
agree.
in.
And what kind of music would you listen to in your spare time, Leo? After this, say, what will you go to bed with?
I'd probably go to bed with a bit of jazz, to be honest with you. Kind of, well, with this whole lockdown and this whole coronavirus situation, I kind of got off orchestra, so to speak. As in, like, I wouldn't listen to them too much because before this, I'd always be out and about every single week going to the National Symphony Orchestra concerts up in Dublin. And I'd listen to orchestral music every day, all the time. But now it's just kind of gone from me. Not forever, I'm sure, but just for now. So I'm kind of exploring different sort of genres and different styles of music, which I'm finding quite enjoyable and interesting. So maybe a bit of jazz, maybe a bit of R&B or soul. So
And is there
Yeah.
any tune in particular at the moment that you'd recommend to people listening to this to check out? I'm putting you on the spot with that now.
no, you're lucky I have one ready. So I'm a big fan of Jacob Collier for
Oh yeah,
those of you who know him. He's just a fabulous musician and composer. I just really recommend checking out his tune "He Won't Hold You" from his most recent album, Jesse Volume 4. Yeah, banging tune.
class. Ross, what about you? What kind of music are you listening to these days, or in general?
Yeah, I think it kind of always changes. I definitely agree with Leo. It's like orchestral music is, really best meant to be experienced in like a live capacity.
Mm.
So it's kind of hard to listen to it as frequently when you're kind of it's no substitute for the real thing really. But yeah, I don't know. Been listening to a lot of film music lately. I've been watching loads of movies. So yeah, kind of film
Class.
scoring and folk music and stuff.
Class. Okay, great. So, Ross, you talked earlier about a kind of less popular brass or orchestral instruments access course that you did. And would I be right in saying that the Vox Amicum ensemble, you're kind of trying to promote brass instruments a bit more? Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think it's something that's really important to us as an ensemble because, like, especially, Leo would have another perspective of it. Like, he's been playing longer than me, and he played as a sort of younger person, so he'd see it even more than I probably would have had the chance to. Just kind of how generally in the classical music world, and then separately in Ireland, there's kind of a unfortunate just prevalence of the same few instruments and the same few sort of styles of music and ensembles. We really want to break that. We want to show people like there's really good brass chamber music that's being written all the time, every year, and there's amazing scope and dynamics you can achieve with an ensemble like that. So we just want to show people and just spread that message as much as we can in Ireland and everywhere.
And why do you think there's such an underrepresentation of those instruments?
I think there's a good few reasons, really. I mean, one is kind of historical, really. Like, if you have like, the violin or something, like, Bach was writing music for the violin 500 years ago or whatever.
Mm.
But, a lot of the modern music for like maybe trombone and tuba might have only been written in the last sort of 100 years or even less. So I think kind of historically they have a less of a place in the history of music that most other classical music would. And then, yeah, I think it's a cultural thing too. Like, luckily it's a little different in the UK and kind of parts of Europe. Brass instruments are generally less held in the same regard that sort of string instruments and piano might be. So there's a lot of reasons for it, certainly.
Right. Leo, so you set up Vox Amicum as an ensemble just about over a year ago. And what have you been doing since then? How have you got it off the ground?
So at the beginning of the lockdown, it was the kind of idea to make virtual ensemble videos. So every week for, I think it was like 14 or 15 weeks in a row, we'd release a video on a Friday doing a different piece, a different players playing different instruments, a whole mixture of things. And that really started getting us going. We were featured on Lyric FM quite a bit as well, which really helped us out and got the word out. And ever since then, in November, I believe, we launched our website, voxamicumbrass.com, and we also launched a production service where we would make the same style of virtual ensemble videos for other people. And currently we have various contracts with Stafford Bakeries, Trinity Orchestra, Trinity Choir Society, many people. And it's really great to see people going into that sort of area, because at the moment not many people are doing that sort of thing, and we want to keep live music going as much as we can at the moment. And yeah.
Class. Do you have any projects coming up in the pipeline or further on into the future? What are your plans for taking this to a greater audience?
In terms of the videos that we do,
always
or yeah, go ahead, Ross. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, I think all I was going to say is just I think we're always kind of reacting to the environment we've created, and we're always trying to change what we do in reaction to what people want. So yeah, I think like we still really enjoy doing the videos, and they're still going really well for us. But you know, it's not always going to be a lockdown, and I don't think that's always going to be what we're going to be doing. So we really want to, you know, just set ourselves in good stead for anything the future might hold. We've already got a great. I don't think we're quite allowed to talk about it exactly because I don't think it's been sort of announced yet. But we've got a good performance opportunity in the summer coming up, and yeah, we just want to keep ourselves sort of in a good position to react to whatever life might throw at us, because no one could have seen this lockdown coming, but I think we managed to get almost the most out of it. So we'll keep that mindset.
Amazing.
Yeah,
And when-
that's the thing I'd just like to add. Primarily, we are a brass ensemble, and I just cannot wait to get playing back again with the ensemble. Obviously now it's difficult, so we only had like 1 or 2 rehearsals together back before Christmas or after Christmas for the Fresh Kyo, and we just want to do more of that, but obviously now it's difficult.
And can you describe the videos, just for people who are listening who don't really know what virtual videos you're talking about?
Yeah, okay, so let's say you have a quartet, 4 people playing one piece simultaneously, and every person has different parts. And so usually that would be played in a live setting, and they'd be sitting together, and everyone would be playing their parts separately to make that one piece. But here we do the same. It's just that everyone are separated, and they record their pieces, and they're put together on a screen, and you can watch that.
Class.
Great.
And they're all up on your website, are they?
They're on our YouTube and Facebook pages,
Class.
and our
we'll-
Instagram. Yeah.
Series will be we'll have them in the link in the description for everyone as well. So Leo, you were talking a bit earlier about how you go to Dublin every week to see the concert orchestra. Is there any particular live performances from any ensemble or orchestra that was like a standout one for you, or just like fantastic?
Yeah, certainly. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to see such a variety of orchestras, but one performance that stood out to me was the National Symphony Orchestra playing Mahler's Third Symphony under Chief Conductor Jaime Martin. We, as members of the National Youth Orchestra, we got to sit in on the rehearsal the day before, and it was just such a surreal experience. We got lent a score as well, so we were following the score as we were watching the rehearsal, and then seeing that live is probably one of my favorite pieces of music, Mahler's Third Symphony. I definitely recommend it. That was just a phenomenal performance. The energy given off by the orchestra and the conductor is just phenomenal.
Class. And what about you, Ross?
Yeah, pretty similar to Leo. It was a performance of Mahler's Symphony Number 9, actually, under Eugene Sagan conducting. What was actually kind of special about it for me was it was in this sort of September, October of just following that summer 2019, which was unfortunately when Carl passed away. And it's a very kind of the symphony is kind of got these themes of death and decay to it, in kind of a cultural sense and a musical sense. And it's a really intense piece of music, and I think it kind of helped me process a lot of what happened over that summer for the first time, maybe. So it was a really kind of really profound experience for me. Probably don't have time in a format like this to go into it, but yeah, it was probably a Mahler 9 with RTE. Just a really special experience.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, I found it so cool how not only people relate to the lyrics and songs, but like even if a song has minimal or no lyrics or lyrics in a different language, people can still like relate to it on like a deep like emotional level. I find it really cool. It's only over the past few months have I kind of really found the kind of therapeutic nature of it, I guess. Like, wow, they felt this way as well, or whatever. Yeah, amazing. Class, thanks a million, lads. Do you have anything else you'd like to talk about, or anything else you'd like to say before we hop off? I'll leave it open to you.
Ross, go ahead there.
Yeah, nothing major really. Just yeah, keep tuned. We've got a lot of big things coming up. We're really enjoying the sort of workflow of what we're doing right now. So yeah, just have a look if any of that sounds interesting to you. And thanks a million for tuning in.
Savage
Yeah,
stuff.
thanks a million,
Thomas,
lads, for
John
having
and
us.
Felix.
It was great. Yeah.
Savage. Felix, do you have any last questions for the lads?
No, no, all good. Everything covered.
Amazing. Amazing. Right. This has been Leo and Ross's Rhapsody. Thanks very much for coming on, guys. It was a pleasure
Yeah,
having
thanks,
you.
guys.
See you later.
No worries. Cheers.